Thank you, Bridget. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, Corman and Bill. Thanks for showing up for my speech here. I want to talk to you about the benefits of knitting. The other day, I was at home, just sitting around, and this feeling of serenity and contentment just washed over me. And I felt so good and so grateful. I actually stopped and just took a breath. And I realized all I was doing was knitting. And knitting for me has been a practice in peace and in patience. Besides being cozy and stylish, there's many benefits to knitting that I'm excited to share with you. Knitting decreases Alzheimer's and dementia. So if that runs in your family, you might as well get started and pick up this hobby ASAP. If you know someone in your life that has been diagnosed, it's a good idea to get started knitting because research shows it decreases the symptoms and the effects of Alzheimer's and dementia. Knitting is an instant boredom buster. You can do it anytime, anywhere with minimal materials, and it travels well. I just bring my yarn and my needles wherever I go. It makes waiting for appointments fun, and it's really great to travel with. Knitting bridges generations. It builds empathy, increases social interaction, and builds community. For example, my grandmother attempted to teach me how to knit when I was a teenager. I didn't learn then, I only learned a few years ago, but she knitted me this beautiful blanket that I will cherish forever. And just the fact that she sat with me and tried to teach me how to knit really warms my heart. You can make very stylish things, such as this cowl that I made. This was the first thing that I made for myself. You can double wrap it. My friend's mom made me this hat that I put on my head after cold water swims. And it's really nice and heartwarming that people can knit things for other people. I'm making these little washcloths for Christmas gifts. So a lot of fun things you can do with it. Knitting increases dexterity and decreases arthritis. I have arthritis. So I know this has improved the pain in my hands, and just knitting 15, 20 minutes a day helps decrease the pain. Mary, you got to pay attention to this one. Knitting helps kids read faster, more, and better. So if kids learn to knit first, they'll read faster, or if they're just learning to read, pick up some kind of knitting thing and just play with it. See if they learn better. Knitting helps overcome addictions. So for example, if you have a habit that you don't want to have anymore, like drinking or smoking or nail biting, if you pick up your knitting, it helps over time, if you're consistent, decrease the impulse of picking up the bad habit or the negative habit. The reason I started knitting is it decreases stress, it lowers anxiety, decreases depression, it decreases your blood pressure, and it increases dopamine and serotonin. So talk about emotional wellness. This is textile therapy. Knitting is a practice in peace and patience, and with a plethora of positive benefits. And I would like you, all of you, to learn how to knit. And then my inspiration to you is that we can start a knitting group. And that way, it's not just me reaping all these benefits, but all of us together as a community can reap the benefits. Thank you very much.